Okay, I want to do a little disclaimer since Blizzard is kind of on a witch hunt trying to take down these projects and anyone associated with them. I just feel obligated to mention that I am not, nor have I ever been a part of the development of this project. I have no affiliation with partners associated with the project, and I'm merely a fan of the game. A little bit about me. I've been an active player on Epoch since the launch and a supporter for 2 years prior to that. I've been excited about Epoch for a long time now, and I only wish to see the project thrive. I have 4 level 60 characters and have experienced both Horde and Alliance leveling experiences. I've raided here and I've been integrated into the community for a long time as one of the GMs for a guild named Bastion. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about a WoW Classic Plus experience called Project Epoch. The project itself is hosted by Ascension WoW, and download links will be in the description of the video. We're going to be exploring some of the content, current and future state, as well as new additions, the community, and busting some myths about the project. Okay, so the first thing that I want to address is some of the myths that I see perpetuated on the internet about Project Epoch. The first myth that I see most frequently is that the project isn't being developed anymore. On the contrary, this project is just hitting its stride. We have been receiving monthly updates for at least the past 5 months, including 2 new world bosses, a revitalized Onyxia's Lair that is a 25-man with 3 bosses instead of just 1. We've received PvP Season 1, a new battleground, re-itemization of a lot of the classic era items, and later this month we're getting Molten Core, which will also be a 25-man raid with new bosses, new mechanics for old bosses, and new loot. The second myth that I see pretty frequently is that it's a dead server. This is also incorrect. Even though the community is small, the server is still thriving and will continue to thrive, especially with the recent news about Turtle WoW settling with Blizzard. As I've been recording this video, I've been seeing a lot of people come online and say in world chat that they're a Turtle WoW refugee, so this is a good time to come over and join the community. Turtle WoW also had a small population when it started, and Epoch's at that point right now. It can only go up from here, so I'm very excited to see where the future will take us. This is the ground floor of a memorable project that I think will rival Turtle WoW in popularity given, a couple of years. The third myth that I see perpetuated a lot is that the leveling experience isn't as good as Turtle WoW. I think the leveling experience is better than Turtle WoW. There's currently 2,000 new quests scattered throughout the world in various quest hubs and subzones. These changes bring a new life back to zones you know and love, and may make you love some zones you used to hate. As a former Turtle WoW player, I can say that the current state of leveling in Epoch rivals the current state of Turtle WoW, so it will only get better as time goes on. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk about how the game has changed. The first thing I want to talk about that's changed is that pretty much everything except for PvP is cross-faction. This means that guilds, parties, mailing, trading, the auction house, those are all cross-faction, similar to other private servers. The second thing is that a lot of old content has received a series of updates. Most notable are the modified dungeon experiences. Dead Mines and Wailing Caverns have received an update, and some of the endgame dungeons have received tweaks to bosses to make them more in-depth and challenging. The third thing is that throughout the world, you will see things that just weren't there in vanilla that add more depth to certain zones that you might glaze over. And finally, there's a ton of new content to explore. There's things that probably aren't even discovered yet. There's new starting zones for certain races, there's new dungeons, there's new quest lines in almost every zone, even the zones that had nothing in the past, like Deadwind Pass. There's new loot from almost every dungeon, new class and race combos, revised talent trees based on the TBC talents. There's no world buffs and raids. There's new profession buffs unique to each profession, and so much more. I could go on for hours talking about all the new stuff that I've found in Project Epoch. Finally, I want to talk about the community itself. The community is very small, but it's a very passionate community. We see around 150 players on average during peak times, sometimes more, sometimes less. The benefit of having a small community like this is that everyone tends to be friendly and helpful, and they're there to have a good time enjoying the project they love instead of just trying to zug through everything and get out and then just raid log. I've had more than a few times where I've received unsolicited help from a player just because they were in the area, and I've extended that to other players as well. In conclusion, if you're looking for a new home to play Classic Plus, I think Project Epoch is definitely worth a shot. I could go on and on about all the new content, but I think it's best to just experience it for yourself. You can find the download links in the description, and I hope to find you in the world of Project Epoch.